Hello everybody, it is me, MisterVince, and I hope you all have a great day today. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the Jailbreak Unban Pass, as well as its problems. Yeah, you might be surprised. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. The Unban Pass was first introduced back in the March 2022 update, which also introduced the tow truck, the horns customization option, and a full-sized map. Yeah, that's cool. But with that being said, the Unban Pass was one of those features as part of the March update, and since then, it has kind of stayed the same. Now, if you want to buy the Unban Pass, you need 1,500 Robux, and you have to be banned for the first time.
Okay.
As you can see, yeah, it says donations disabled in small private servers. If I got banned right now, I would be able to buy the Unban Pass.
Nice.
Now, some of you are like, well, how is that even possible, MisterVince? How are you able to buy it again if you already bought the Unban Pass? Well, you can see in the screenshot, I actually did buy the Unban Pass back in December 22nd. But the developers decided to completely unban me back in July because of the arrest seek glitch. I was banned twice for the arrest seek glitch, and it was fixed last update. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the first problem, and this one isn't much of a deal, but I think this one should be talked about. And that is the ability to trade saves. Yeah, without the Unban Pass, you can trade saves just fine. Now, before gifting was removed back in 2022, you used to be able to gift players saves without the Unban Pass. However, due to the removal of the gift feature, no one can do it since the fact there was an infinite money glitch with saves. However, when trading first released, yeah, you couldn't trade saves at the time, but it took about 2 months afterwards for saves to be tradable, since the fact that we got a save revamp update which revamped saves. And now you could trade saves. The problem is, Unban Pass players can also trade saves. And that kind of ruins the whole purpose of not being able to gift other saves. With this in mind, Unban Pass players aren't really supposed to be able to give others saves. But I'm not sure if the developers will make this intentional, because it's kind of weird that you can gift players saves via trading with the Unban Pass. So that is one problem with the Unban Pass. I just feel like it's kind of wrong for the Unban Pass players to be able to just simply trade saves to other players, and even receive saves too. But now let's go ahead and talk about problem number 2. And that is keeping certain items like tires, colors, and horns. Now, I think this is something that should be talked about as well, because for some reason, you can keep certain items, but not every item. But with that being said, for some reason, you can actually keep your hyperchromes, colors, tires, horns, etc. Now, yes, the newer season items make sense because you would get them from contracts, and for some reason, you would be able to keep your OG season items too. Well, at least most of them, because you won't be able to keep your OG season textures at the very least. But with that being said, you could own the MCL36 and still be able to keep its tires. As you can see, I actually have the MCL36 tires, but not the MCL36 itself. So if I go ahead and select the all checkbox, as you can see, I don't have the MCL36, but I do have the tires, which I think is pretty weird. And yes, these are the MCL36 tires because you can see the P0 on there. The P0 is part of the MCL36, so if you guys were curious, yeah, those are the MCL tires. I didn't keep the rims, but I did keep the tires. And speaking of the MCL36, the third problem is losing the event-exclusive vehicles, such as the MCL36 and the free NASCAR. This is kind of controversial, but I will go ahead and explain. So for some reason, you would actually be able to lose your event vehicles when buying the Unban Pass. And you could actually lose your free NASCAR, even though you could literally do one thing to get it. And that thing was to just simply drive the free NASCAR in the 2021 NASCAR event. Now, honestly, I don't really find a reason as to why you would be able to lose both the free NASCAR and the NASCAR 75th. But the MCL36 and the NASCAR 100K kind of makes sense. I mean, you could exploit to get the vehicles since you would just auto-rob or auto-arrest. However, they were both very cheap and they're not that hard to get, so I don't really see a point in just losing the event vehicles. I already made a video talking about this last month, so if you want to check it out, please feel free to click on the link in the description. But anyway, with that being said, losing the event vehicles kind of makes no sense because you would be able to keep the tires. So as you can see, like I said earlier in the video, I actually have the MCO tires, but I also have the OG NASCAR tires. So these over here are the OG NASCAR tires. They're from 2021's NASCAR event, and you can tell that they're OG because they just say NASCAR on them. There's also another tire called NASCAR 75th, and it's basically the same thing except it has a bit more detail on the tire, as you can see. But anyway, with that being said, I do find it weird that you do lose the event limited vehicles, because even though they're not tradable, it's still kind of awkward that you just lose them and only keep the tires. Now, with that being said, I heard that Asimo was actually working forward to giving back those event vehicles to those with the Unban Pass. So Asimo is more than likely to help me get the vehicles back, which actually is a good thing. So thank you, Asimo, for that. There were a few other bugs that Asimo will focus on too, like the water PvP bug. But anyway, now let's go ahead and talk about the fourth and last problem for this video, and that is losing the non-OG items with the Unban Pass. Again, this is pretty controversial, but I do find this to be a little bit obnoxious. When trading first released, players actually have a high risk of losing their OG items upon buying the Unban Pass. But really, what's the point of someone having your OG items and just losing them upon buying the Unban Pass? This happened to me where I lost my OG Javelin and ship wheel rims, and to be honest, I don't think that's actually a good idea. It kind of reduces the amount of torpedoes as well as various other items in trading. Now for obtainables, it's fine, but for items like the torpedo, the spinner rims, and the Briley, yeah, that can be a bit of a problematic issue. I mean, imagine if there was like only 200 Briley in Jailbreak trading. Yeah, that would have been ridiculous. I mean, that's mainly because of the Unban Pass and players just buying the Unban Pass to get rid of the non-OG items they would have. Like, that's kind of weird. But at the same time, there is actually one solution to this, and I think the non-OG items should return to the original owner, so that way the original owner can keep the items. Now, some people will complain about this, and others will not, but I think this is a good solution, because otherwise, yeah, what's really the point? When I bought the Unban Pass back in December 22nd, 2022, I actually did lose a lot of items, especially some of the items that many people have owned, and I felt so bad because I had those items, and, you know, the developers were like, yeah, we're just going to get rid of your items. Yeah, it's just a rest on pizza. I just feel bad, man. But anyway, yeah, those are the problems with the Unban Pass. If you have any other problems with the Unban Pass, please feel free to let me know down in the comments. I would surely love to read and love your comments as usual. But with that being said, that is all I got for this video. If you guys have enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe as well. I took some time to make this video, and I did take a day break, so that way I could kind of focus on planning out this video. So I hope you guys have found this video pretty entertaining. But if you did find this entertaining, then please feel free to let me know. But as always, my name is MisterVince. I hope you all have a great day today. And thank you, Asimo, for at least focusing on a few things that would make us happy. And I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next video.
We were traveling miles and miles just to find